Another old friend of Lou's, well, I should say a friend of long standing, even though Lou was an old friend to many of us. What's sad about losing him is I don't have another 40 years to invest in a friendship, and I really doubt I could find one that would be as richly rewarding as his was. We've talked a lot about food today. Lou fed us. He fed us. But his friendship also nourished us. And I always felt fed, whether there was food on the table or not, when Lou was with me. Mark Horn knew Lou from the 70s and the campaign for gay rights. They were there from the beginning, political activists who fought the dawning of the AIDS crisis and did their best to promote awareness, education, and responsibility in the community. Mark?
I met Lou in 1976, although I'd heard about him in 1974 when I moved to Chapel Hill for grad school. I just missed him there, since he'd returned to New York. Everyone in Chapel Hill said, "Oh, you should have met Lou. You're both so outrageous." So very shortly after I moved back to New York, we actually did meet at a conference on LGBT literature at Columbia. And of course, we hit it off immediately. Within a few weeks, I was living with him on Cornelia Street in that tiny apartment, for those of you who remember it. Lou used to say he had 3.5 lovers. I was the half he referred to, since I was the boyfriend of shortest duration. And some of the reason for that was I couldn't fight with him the way he needed. I remember once he said, "If you don't have a fight a day, you're not really in love." He was so Italian. It was actually one day where he goaded me so much into fighting with him that I started throwing punches at him on 7th Avenue in Greenwich. And he was happy. He held me up at arm's length while I was trying to hit him, and of course I couldn't reach him. And he just laughed. And he laughed not at me, but because he was so happy that I was finally as passionate as he was about fighting with him. Obviously, we did much better as friends than we did as boyfriends. And that's one reason why his poem on friendship means so much to me. It describes who he was as a friend, not only to me, but to so many people in this room today. He's a friend I miss every day, a man who is completely irreplaceable. This is his poem from his 1976 collection, and it is called EPISTLE. Listen to me. What I want is a friend and a friend only. I don't want a God. Perfection makes me feel inadequate. Besides, gods are for museums, to be admired and revered, but never touched. I want us to touch, like colors blending at the borders, colors that never need to be outlined if outlining means a fear of being overpowered, one by the other. Friends never fear, not really. Men fear gods and nature unrestrained when they measure strength one against each other and admit themselves the weaker. Let it be so. Let others trifle with impossibility. Let's you and me fear only ignorance and lunacy and what creates the two, detachments. So come, be in a daring mood. Come, be my friend.
Three and a half lovers, huh? You know, Lou used to say the difference between Danielle and those other lovers, 2.5 of them, was this. They would get into an argument, and Lou starts to spew out all this intellectual stuff, and Danielle just goes over and rips his shirt open. Rip! And Lou would stop in his tracks and think, oh, so this fellow's different. He told that story a lot of times to a lot of people. And usually, Danielle, always wanted to get his back word in, said, well, oh yeah? Well, you stabbed me with a fork right there. You know, see? Right there. I still have the scar right there.